joined by John Bevere from Bristol. John, many thanks for your time this morning. And the news just continues to get worse and worse for Rishi Sunak and the Conservatives. Give us your assessment on how things stand and whether it may push him actually into an earlier election than many think.
Yeah, this is really bad news, isn't it, for the Prime Minister? In terms of the timing of the election, of course, legally it has to be held by January of next year at the latest. But a lot of people saying, well, nobody's going to go for a January election. Nobody wants to be campaigning over the Christmas period. Nobody wants to be out in what it will be bad weather. So we are expecting an election sometime this year. I would imagine, and I've heard this from several other political analysts this morning as well, that actually an election now will probably take place later this year rather than earlier if Mr. Sunak has his way. Of course, his party can be deeply unhappy and could try and force him out, but a lot of people not thinking that is going to be the case. These numbers, though, are hugely depressing if you are a member of the Conservative Party, and they would expect the next election, as you mentioned, that they might really struggle like they did when John Major took on Tony Blair in the 90s. That was the last time that we saw these sorts of numbers before an election. And as you rightly said, that was an absolute landslide against the Conservatives. So a lot of people fearing the worst for this time around as well. Concerningly as well for the Conservatives, with this election coming up, this poll also looked at what people thought about the key policies, and it found that Labour very much were the favoured party, the opposition Labour Party that is, the favoured party when it came to crucial things that people like to vote on, things such as the economy, public services, public spending, all of those things. Labour were considered to have better policies. So not only are the Conservatives unpopular, but Labour seem to be doing well with the polls that they're putting forward, the policies they're putting forward, excuse me. So all of this really a deep concern to the Prime Minister and the Conservative Party more widely.
John Bevere, many thanks for your insight there.